Friday night at Independence. I've got Chris and Rory, and So I Watch You From Afar with me. Hello, guys.
Hello there. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you guys doing?
Good, very good. The sun was out, it's gone, but yeah.
It's still there. It's just hiding behind a
For
cloud.
an Irish festival, it's brilliant weather.
I know, and it's gorgeous down here. It's so lush and green in Mitchelstown. We're loving it. Much has been commented on, obviously, about your live shows. I think that makes sense, obviously, with an instrumental band. But as I was discussing with friends recently, there's a lot of vocalizations creeping in. Will the lyrics be next?
I don't know.
You utter a few words
Yeah,
on
there's
All Hail
words,
Bright Futures.
Yeah, there's words here and there. I wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't say we're, going into Bob Dylan territory, but I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like I think a recurring sort of thing for us when we're writing is that we want to keep it exciting. We want to try and do something new. So I guess we rule nothing out. So we'll see. But
Can you sing?
We can sing in tune and in harmony. So I guess I think we're always sort of we're continually learning. We had a couple of lessons there last year, and kind of showed us how to breathe and things like that. But
Really? Like how to properly from the
Yeah.
diaphragm, that kind of stuff.
and I think it really helped, and yeah, I think we really enjoy that aspect because we played for so many years without singing. So it's bringing these new elements in. It's always exciting, to push, like especially like learning to drum and sing at the same time. It was kind of like, I used to just hit stuff, and now I have to like think, have to put my head here and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a bit of the sort of, what do you call it, when you
Yeah,
tap
the
the,
rubbing,
yeah. And how's it all been going with Sargent House? It really is a great t-shirt, and I'm getting the feeling that they've been a really good label for you guys.
Yeah, they've been great. I mean, I think Rory, you were in touch with them for years, long before we ever signed with them, and I think there's been a long-standing sort of relationship back and forth over the years. So
Just as a fan, because of the kind of bands that they released, they're kind of kindred spirits, a lot of them, aren't they?
yeah, I think when we sort of there was a lot of bands on the roster that we were listening to, and when we realised that they were all on this one label, I couldn't help but send a few emails off to Kathy and sort of say, hi, we're this band from Ireland and we think you're great and listen to our music. And I remember sending her a couple of tracks, and she was like, yeah, it's good, but go back and learn how to be better, and we'll see what happens in the future. Almost something like that. And
Treat them mean, keep them keen.
keep them keen. And so it was it's real it's a real privilege to get to put our records out on something which we have so much respect for, and such a
And
lovely
natural touring partners.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you could sort of throw all the names into a hat and pick any band out, and we'd be stoked to be going and playing shows with them. So all the bands certainly have a recurring theme of sort of progressive, exciting new bands, and so yeah,
A bit of beef behind them.
a bit of beef, yeah. So it's
That's the way it should be, though, really. That's the way the indie labels always were. It was very curatorial, so that if you liked one band, in theory, you would see potential to like all the bands, Growing up, I always remember which labels I knew I liked, and anything they released I was interested in hearing from. So amazing that you have that.
yeah, I think the good thing about Sargent House as well is it's just got such a huge range of sound throughout all the bands, But then whenever we've toured with quite a few bands, like Deaf Heaven and Russian Circles and Zex Marquise, and they're all totally different bands, but I think it's just a really nice mix, and everyone's so nice, and the label's very family orientated, and I think it just works really well. I think people really are drawn to that sort of aspect of it.
And what about the autumn? After the entire festival season is over and the sunshine is long behind us, what's the plan? Is it to head back to North America, or you spent a lot of time in Europe? So,
So we did
so many options.
We did after All Hail was released there in March, April. We did a sort of fairly extensive European tour. We're going to go back there now in September, do sort of Germany and Holland, and then I think we've got a week off, and then we head straight out to America and do 7 weeks. I think it's just under 7 weeks.
Wow.
And then I'm not sure what the rest of the year is, but so that's our next few months anyway, sort of all
And
tight.
will that be and So I Watch You From Afar tour, or will you be touring with one of your label mates as well? Or
It's us, This Town Needs Guns, and Milets, who are both playing at this, all Sergeant House bands. So it's a really strong lineup, and yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's so cool to be doing 7 weeks in America with This Town Needs Guns, because we when we first started, we were sort of involved in that sort of, I guess, post-punky, mathy scene, you know, with Tube Lord and Blackfish and This Town Needs Guns, and we ran into them a few times, and there's a lot of those bands don't exist anymore, so it's incredible to be doing 7 weeks on the road with these dudes who've stuck at it, you know, 7-8 years down the road, and you know, we're both doing it for real now, which is lovely. So we ran into those boys earlier, and there's a bit of unspoken, just like heart, you know. Aww. It's nice.
Okay, so that'll be plenty of partying and plenty of fun on the road for 7 weeks. You'll come back broken.
Yeah, we'll have to try and keep the beers to a minimum so we can make it out the other end, probably.
Well, an exciting autumn ahead. Delighted to be talking to you, Chris, Rory, and so I watch you before. Have a great third Independence Festival.